If you've ever wondered how soldiers survived the merciless winters of World War II, this guide is for you. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to Iron Age Instincts, because the stories and survival insights we uncover here are the kind that serious history buffs and survivalists will want in their arsenal. These aren't romanticized tales of heroism. They're raw, practical strategies that men use to endure freezing temperatures, scarce food, and endless danger. Understanding them not only gives us a deeper appreciation of their resilience, but it also offers timeless lessons that can be applied today in survival situations. Soldiers kept their extremities alive with improvised insulation methods. Frostbite was a constant enemy in the trenches, often incapacitating soldiers before bullets or shells could. Soldiers quickly learned to improvise insulation from anything at hand. Burlap, sacks, straw, or even newspaper were stuffed inside boots and gloves to trap heat. In extreme cases, soldiers layered their socks, rotating damp ones near the body to dry, while keeping dry layers over them. You can apply this knowledge today by thinking creatively about layering when camping in cold conditions. Start with moisture-wicking fabrics close to the skin, then add insulating layers, and finally use outer layers that block wind and retain warmth. The principle is simple. Keep the body dry, and your extremities will survive longer. They maintained core warmth by rotating strenuous tasks. Sitting still in freezing trenches could be fatal. Soldiers discovered that rotating strenuous activities, digging, carrying supplies, or even pacing, kept their core body temperature from dropping. The key was rhythm and balance. Too much exertion could lead to sweat, which would freeze, and too little meant hypothermia. Today, anyone facing prolonged cold can use this tactic by alternating light exercise with rest periods to maintain core warmth, always avoiding clothing soaked in sweat. This hack emphasizes understanding your body's thermal limits and managing energy effectively. They repurposed everyday items for survival without waiting for supplies. A hallmark of the Second World War survival was, the ability to repurpose. Soldiers would melt snow in their helmets or mess tins to make drinking water and even add leaves or bark to supplement their meagre rations. Metal containers were often used as windbreaks or cooking shields. This teaches a broader lesson in resourcefulness. The tools you have are more valuable than what you might wish for. If you're trekking or prepping for emergencies, examine what you carry. A cooking pot can double as a signal mirror, a container, or even a trap. Applying this mindset means thinking beyond the obvious function of items, just as soldiers did when every piece of gear could mean life or death. They used psychological hacks to fight mental exhaustion and fear. Cold and hunger weren't the only threats. The mind could fail faster than the body. Soldiers relied on mental techniques to maintain alertness and morale. Chanting songs, creating small routines, or even competitive games kept them focused and reduced panic. For example, some units kept morale high by having each soldier take turns sharing survival tips or humorous stories, reinforcing camaraderie. Modern survivalists can apply this by establishing mental routines when facing prolonged hardship. Simple strategies such as repeating a task, keeping a log, or mentally breaking the day into segments can provide structure and prevent despair. They adapted food sources and rationed strategically to extend survival. Rations were limited and often inadequate, yet soldiers learned to stretch them with ingenuity. For instance, peeling and drying root vegetables or mixing scraps into soups extended meals. Soldiers learned to prioritize calorie-dense items, sometimes boiling small portions repeatedly to extract every bit of nourishment. The lesson here is strategic resource management under stress. Today, anyone in survival situations can adopt similar approaches. Always identify calorie density, ration wisely, and consider low-tech preservation methods like drying or compacting food to make supplies last. Understanding this principle could mean the difference between enduring a few days or surviving several weeks in harsh conditions. The harsh winter conditions of the Second World War taught soldiers lessons that go far beyond historical curiosity. Every hack, from insulating extremities and rotating physical activity to repurposing gear, maintaining mental resilience, and rationing food strategically, offers practical insights for survivalists and historians alike. These methods were brutal in execution, but they were effective, and they remind us that ingenuity, resourcefulness, and discipline can carry a person through extreme adversity. If this dive into 5 brutal Second World War soldier survival hacks that kept them alive in frozen trenches added value to your understanding of history or survival, make sure to subscribe to Iron Age Instincts. Share this with fellow enthusiasts so they can see the hidden realities behind soldier survival and learn from the ingenuity of men who endured what many of us can scarcely imagine.